Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're going live. We're going about taxes. Now, there's been a lot of discussion. This is Frank Rubino, and I'm just talking about taxes. And just to kind of try to figure out, like, taxes and. Well, first of all, should we pay any taxes? Some people might say, I mean, what do we need to pay taxes for? If there's something that we want to give money to, we'll give it to them. And if we don't, it's our money, do what we want with it. And it seems reasonable. You could say, I made the money, why don't I just keep it? Right? But here's the question. I'm not, super genius. And if I am, cool. But sometimes I think I am, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not. So I don't want to think something I'm not. So let's see what we think about all this. Okay, like, well, our government is supposed to be to protect us, I guess. So, how are they going to do that without an army and an air force, and space force, and all that stuff? That costs money. Okay? So, we definitely have to have that, or we wouldn't have a country, we wouldn't need borders, and we'd be basically surrendering. If we didn't have borders, and then you wouldn't really need the government, and I guess you get a bunch of people scream a lot of things. Because think about it, you wouldn't have borders. Okay, you don't have borders. You don't, because you don't have anybody to protect us from the borders if you didn't have an army. And, you go, but I'm a police. But I don't know. If you took away the army, the police would have to take over, and then the police would be hired by the cities, I guess, trying to protect them. Anyway, so the federal government would like surrender itself to like everything that comes in. So it almost sounds like no taxes would mean, or no taxes at all would basically mean we surrender. Pretty much. But um, and some people don't like where all the money's going. They're like, or it seems like they like where it's going, but it costs more than they believe it needs to cost. And I think that's the key with most, the average person is, yeah, I don't mind paying for the army. I don't care how big it needs to be. We just need it. But in dealing with other nations, and can there be world peace? Because that's the question. If we all have armies, how can we have world peace? It sounds kind of goofy, but not really. I mean, like, the Cold War, there was peace, I guess, but there was a war going on. But now we're not having the nuclear Cold War, and we're at a peaceful situation. But now they're trying to get into our elections, and I think they're not the only country that's trying to get into our elections, but there's supposed to be a big strive of them now trying to get in. So the average Joe, I'd say yeah, they're probably trying to flex their muscles. Um, we do. I think countries that wanna, or people that run countries, or that the country itself that wants to take over other countries, if that's their goal, then if that's like one of their goals in their government is to take over other countries. I know when the USR that was one of their goals is to take over and stuff. So. And I guess there's like other countries that say they're not trying to take over, but they do it in a covert way. I reckon. Um, the only thing I can say about the taxes is that definitely people should pay taxes, but and then I think of you know a lot of thing about taxes. Like, does does it mean doesn't mean just because there's a need, therefore we need taxes for that need. Now that I don't think is true because I think people want to give, but then there's some people that don't want to give. I totally get that, but I'm just saying there's people that want to give, and I think that if you looked at history, I would reckon our history there was times when people were just giving, but there's also a time when uh, if they were giving, they were like mentally ill. Okay, they were giving to mentally ill, trying to help them out, but nobody the average person doesn't understand um, psychological difficulties. Even the professionals themselves are kind of puzzled sometimes. I mean, they said, "Oh, you do have mental illness. Oh, you don't. You have a very serious psychological problem." And they say, "No, you do not have a." And if you take your medicine, then you're normal. I think they just come up with words and that sound right. Okay, personally, I think that I need my medicine. I think it helps me, and I don't know what people see outside of me. I don't know. They could look at me, and they're looking at me, my behaviors, and what I say, and they say, "Well, you seem normal. You seem abnormal. Okay, that you seem different than me." Um, and are by that factor, are people afraid of things that are different than themselves? I don't know. I don't know that one. I mean, when I watch Star Trek, I don't, and you see like a hairy monster walking in the room, everybody's like calm about it. Hey, there's another alien, yeah. I mean, everybody's cool, but like in real life, like if you saw some creepy dude coming, coming in the room, you might like say, "Whoa, what is that thing?" But uh, so that's probably something that's taught more than it is that something's different, therefore we're afraid of it. I don't think that's always true. I think not unless it starts with a bunch of people that are just afraid of things. And so every time something different comes into the room, or they could be comfortable with different things, and then someone different than them hurts them, and then they become frustrated or angry with that thing, or they're just very hurtful people. They might have no prejudice of any type, whether it be black, white, or whatever, but they just want to use or they just need something, and they use you or a culture or a segment of society for their benefit. It has nothing to do with their fears or their want. It has to do with their wants. They want you to work while they eat, pretty much. And you say, "Well, I want to eat, and I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I don't want to play. I just want to bang on the drum all day." Kind of like that, just, yeah. Hmm. So that got to do with taxes, I think, because there's people that have problems that we don't understand. And when I do know this, if the people, like in general, like the population, uh, the way our government's set up, it seems like this. Now, I could be wrong. You can tell me, you could write me, or you could write your friends about it or talk about it. But if the people are not uh, taking care of one another in their own, I'm not talking about foreign, I'm not talking about the politics of the day or that. But I mean, with like someone comes over, everybody in the world, we have to take care of everybody in the world. Well, it's just impossible for one person to take care of everybody, and it's impossible for one country to take care of all the countries in the whole world. And we can do our part, and we all can work together like an orchestra. An orchestra is not made up of one band member; it's made up of many individuals, and the the countries are just countries to me is a way of checks and balances. Yeah, they're just, it's like, wait a minute, something's going wrong here, and you just hold back, or you give, or you fight, you do something. Uh, Governments are like houses, I guess, and they're also like farmyards, and they're also like property. So, government is like a household, and it's like each country could be an instrument. And you might say, well, there's a lot of instruments, and each individual has an instrument. But then there might be 20 people in one country. See, the country is sort of like, is the, no one, God should be the guy doing I don't think any of us should be the guy doing this. I mean, we could do that if we wanted to understand what's going on, but what I'm trying to get, let's say you don't even believe in God. It's just the idea that, something higher than you is dealing with everything. You're not the God of everybody, okay? So, I mean, some people might think we need like a puppet master to control everything. I don't think so. So, maybe you do. And that's where we might disagree. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anybody that would be a good puppet master. But I do believe that each country is like, we're like, let's say the bass. We play the trombone and stuff like that, and then they have the violin players. Maybe that's like a uh, Russia or something. I don't know, but each country has their own instrument. They play a part in the orchestra. And our focus should be on doing good for others and ourselves and all that. And I guess if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of others? But no one's perfect at taking care of themselves, and nobody's perfect at all. That's why you need like 5 trumpet blowers and 500, violinists and people singing. Now, once in a while, you get a solo going on. Low, sing solo, though we cannot hear you. Sing solo, that we can hear you, that we can hear you anymore. So basically, what I'm saying is taxes. We should pay it. What kind? I think of like the militias. It's like a whole nother aspect of reality. They're just looking like the Amish or the Michigan militia or any of the militias. They're just trying to find where they fit and into our government. Not our government, but the land. I mean, they're born here, I guess, and I don't know much about them. I guess they're born here and they don't have social security cards supposedly. Hmm. The thing is, I'm not sure what they're up to nowadays. I guess they're just kind of hanging out down the street, the same old boys. We did the same. We did the same last week. Something like that. It's like a 70s show, yeah. So, let's see. So, definitely we need an army, and you could say the Michigan militia is an army, and no one's paying them because, I don't know. It's a good question. Well, they're not getting paid out of the taxes because they don't have Social Security cards, I guess. But no, that's not it. No, I think it's like freedom fighters from the country, maybe if needed, or they could fight with the country if there's a foreign agent. I would reckon, especially if the country doesn't understand the foreign agent. I mean, think about the these Muslims, I guess, or Muslim extremists. That's the right word, I believe, extremists. And they have these get ready, get set, go camps. That's what I call them. Get ready, get set, go. And they're kind of like ready for jihad or something. Yeah, so the same old thing. You might think like, well, what is the jihad up to? Well, they're up to jihad stuff. They're trying to get ready for jihad, like they did last week. And you think like, well, they're not really going to do anything, and it's a religion, and it's not an occult, and it's not, anything big to get worried about. Yeah, they got guns, but so does the militia. They got guns, and they're cool. I don't know how you can relate things to others, but you try. You try to be cool, calm, collective. So you try to be calm and collective. Why don't I just tell you that you a liar from above? We're not liars. We're not cheaters. We're not manipulators. Maybe you are. Anyway, so it goes back to taxes. Did they pay taxes? I was just wondering because the militia don't pay taxes and they get away with it, but they're all mad because they didn't realize. Maybe they're paying taxes. I don't know. That's why people like them. I don't know. So you're saying like the Michigan militia is not paying taxes, but they're ready they got your back. They got your back, Frank. But because I'm an American, so are they. So this other group is like against America and all the things it stands for because supposedly we're like this evil thing that hangs around, and that's not what I am. But they don't know that, and maybe they do, but they got to re-educate us or something, and then all of a sudden it'll make some kind of sense to us. Um, so they so maybe they do pay taxes. I don't know. I don't know that question. But that would be interesting. Later today, we'll find out. um, the main thing about Americans is that their American breed is good. But where does the Democrats come from? If American breed is good and the Democrats are bad and the Republicans are good people, I mean, are the good side, I should say. No one's perfect. Um, and you have someone in your camp. Let's say this give the guy the shadow of the doubt and say, okay, we'll do it. We'll work it out here. So the Republicans have no course of action that they need to take at this time to eliminate anybody who's out of their party. Make them eliminate them to leave their party because they are fascists. So there's no fascist that needs to leave because there is no fascist there. There is no fascist there. That we can see. And there is fascists there in the reality of the here and now. So what I'm doing as a Republican, as a Catholic Christian, Holy Ghost following, blood bought, spirit filled Christian, is just trying to say that in the Republican Party there's shady dudes everywhere, but these Pacific shady dudes are shadier than shady. The baddest shady you ever did see, 'cause they're shadier than shady, and they won't take off their shades. They won't be who they don't think they are, or something like that. Okay, I don't know who they are. Okay, then how do I know they're there? That's a good question. Well, they haven't left, so you'd have to, I don't follow what all of this, but what I understand about the Democrats is that they've been following this situation to this point of the Democrat thing, and it keeps this shady people that's still in their party. My dad was shady, okay, very shady, more shady than I even know, I think. But how do I know that he's more shadier than I know? That's kind of silly, right? Well, he's my dad. You kind of get to know your dad a little bit even more than you might think. So what? He's a little shady. Shadier than shady. Well, he's passed away now, so that takes care of that. He died of not natural causes. He had cancer. Yeah. Anyway, that's another story. All I'm trying to get at is that so the Democrats, when you're paying taxes in the government, and the government is spending more money on themselves, kind of so-called fixing the problem, when nothing's getting done, you have to look at the picture deeply. There needs to be more eyes on the subjects, on both sides. We need eyes open, spirits filled, blood bought, glory to God. Whoever you think you are, whoever you don't think you want to be, wake up. Check things out. See for yourself. And then you can give a report to your master. No, we're off to see the wizard, right? The one who lives alive. So, what kind of prejudice do they have? I don't know if it's prejudice is the key. I think I said in the first place it's things are tools to people that are not um, nice. I don't. This narrative that this guy just hates black people because they are a different color than their skin, I think is a fallacy. I think that even though they say a lot of nasty things and they mean these nasty things because one, they think they can get away with it. I, I, I suppose it could grow like a virus in their body. It's just hard to explain. How can someone not like someone because of the shade of their skin or, I don't get it. That's like going on Star Trek and say, why doesn't anybody hate Spock? He has pointy ears and he talks only logic, and all these emotional people seem to love him. But then when these logical people from the Republican Party start talking, they get all upset. I don't understand. I'm not saying that we're, emotional. I mean, the emotional man seemed to make more sense in the Star Trek episodes than the Democrats do. I'm a very emotional man. I bet you couldn't find a Democrat out there that's not as more emotional than me. I'm not like emotional. I'm more abstract, I should say. I'm an abstract thinker, which is a type of an emotional person. I don't think every emotional person is a true abstract person. I think they just you could be logical in your theses, but in your life, you're just a ball of emotions, all balled up. In other words, if you're prejudiced, you're messed up. And it's okay to be messed up because, some people are just messed up. But what does that have to do with taxes? It has, it's the people that are in these positions that are telling us to pay taxes. Instead of us figuring out and organizing, because you have to organize, not every individual, let's see, I'll give $2 to the dog and I'll give my cat some cat food and then I'll buy me some new socks and whatever's left I'll keep. I mean, you probably end up keeping a lot more than you would if you really knew what was going on. But then maybe you don't want to know what's going on. Is that the right way to go? Like, maybe there's a lot of people in our country that really doesn't want to know what's going on with anybody else. Let's just say that's the fact, for instance. Nobody wants to know what's going on with anybody else. Nobody really cares what's really going on, really want to pay attention to anything, because if they do, they get stuck in the vibrations of reality and they'll get confused because they're not smart enough. And you'll go, whoa! And it'll all be over, okay? So it'll be all over pretty soon. So, I mean, the world's going to end, according to the Democrats. So they've been saying that since Trump's been in office. So I forgot. Okay, all that done now? Okay, just checking. Yeah, I do think that people, I could use the word medication in a certain situation. Like, let's say I was getting a suit. But then I decided, I'm going to get a jacket and pants. That's like they call that a suit jacket, or they call it something else. I don't remember what it's called. And then me and my friend, we were talking. My friends talking about, ooh, you gotta get close to God, you gotta get close to God. I said medication, everybody goes nuts. And I'm like, we're taking our medicine, why do they get nuts? I don't know. They say it's not our fault, we went nuts. Sure it is. You said medication. And I brought up the Wizard. I'm sorry. I said, I was talking about the Wizard of Oz. That's the little kid in me. But they didn't understand. Maybe they did, and we all laughed. And it was big, At the end, everybody understood, and we got, nothing bad really happened. And it was cool. It's like as I was talking to this lady, she happened to be black, okay, and I says we were talking, and I just wanted to talk to you. I knew she could help me pick the right shoes out because she seemed like she was very good at picking out shoes, and I had no idea what kind of shoe I should get, and I picked a really good shoe. And a good price. It was on sale, and it was a tie that you tie your shoes with strings. And I never really had that in my life. Someone who could help me buy shoes. My mom would let me get any shoe I wanted, but I usually would talk to someone at the store about what shoes were the best shoes for me. So, but this lady wasn't working for the store. I don't know if I said that, but she wasn't working for the store. She was just sitting there. I think her family was going out. It was a men's store, so I don't think she was buying anything there. I think she was waiting for her family, her other people in her life, to get done buying shoes and coats and jackets and all that kind of stuff. I think it was called. I want to name the place. It's called the suit depot. The suit depot. It's a really nice place. Really nice people. You should go there. I give it 5 stars. And we all just laughed, had good time. Good times. Temporary layoffs. Good times. Easy credit rip-offs. So, why should the devil have all the good music? So you could say the Democrats had a good music time in their period of controlling things. It's like, let's say, like, there was no way that it's like you needed a way to get from point A to point B. Democrats opened that door up, it sounds like. Yeah, they kind of did, but not all the way, just enough to make it seem like something. But what did it do? It was some kind of law. It was called something. Not the Freedom Act. Hmm. And why doesn't anybody talk about the mentally ill? Well, who in the heck saved the mentally ill? I think it was the people. The people just said, hey, wait a minute. You can't be locking all these mentally ill up in hospital. You can't just be... the people did something about it. The people. And that's what I'm asking. People, do something. Do something. Go to the voting booth. Do something. Because mentally they're going crazy. No, we should be ready for anything, and the world's gonna end. I mean, is that what we want? Is that reality, or is reality just that we really want to work with each other? And and then you could say, well, yeah, but Republicans haven't been working with the Democrats, and the Democrats haven't been working with the Republicans, and the Chinese torturers are going out the window. Now, my therapist, because I got a mental illness, and my therapist says that, well, he never really said I was at Fort Bragg or I wasn't. He basically says, well, I guess you weren't because you don't remember. And I could say, well, the other doctor said if I did this and that, if I told him this and that, he wouldn't call it out of reality. Yeah, he said to me, which I don't remember doing, okay, but he tells me, the doctor, Dr. Richard Atkins, which seems like a nice guy, never steered me wrong before, but he just said that if I, did something, shot a general, with a long gun or whatever they call it, sharpshooter or something in the army or something, and I did that he would not consider that psychotic. And I just stared at him because I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He just said he wouldn't call me crazy if I said that. So I just said, okay, what do you call crazy then? And he goes, well, if you said this book was kind of floating around the room and talking to you, I'd call that crazy. So, is there different types of crazy? He was saying it wasn't crazy. Interesting. So I investigated the situation, of course, and came up with blanks, but then they said the blanks could be true, but we can't prove it because there's no records. And I thought about no records. I mean, could be no records of me. Not even papers that show at least I signed a piece of paper. I think I remember like that, but I don't know. I remember crying with my head down like this. Like that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I survived. And then when I got back from North Carolina, I was in a foster care home, and they were paying me good money. But the good money they were paying me, they didn't take it away. They kind of said it. First, they said it was my money under my name, and then they switched it under my dad's name or something. So I got it because I got it for my dad, but they still gave me some under me, which I don't understand why. So because if I didn't do anything like work wise since I was over 18, and it was all under me, it was like one big check under me. True. Then when Barack Obama was in office, they took my federal check, from uh, Social Security, and they said they put my dad's Social Security number on it, and they took mine off it, and they put his on it, and then they put a little bit under me, like like I did something that sounded good, and then voila. And then I got Medicaid for a while. That's when I was married, and then now I can't get Medicaid because I'm just over the poverty level by inches. But then I think they raised the poverty level, but they still won't give me the extra money that I could get, which whatever, because they said go to the army and get it if you were in the army. And I said, well, I don't remember being in the army. But with all the information they had, supposedly they had enough information to say, we can't help you, sir. You have to go to the army. The army says you got to go to them. And I'm realizing why go to anybody anymore because they just go on and on. It's a song that never ends. And you think, what does that have to do with taxes? Well, everything has our life. You go to work, right? You go to work. You buy things at the store. You talk to other individuals. But what is it all about? Is it about religion? No. Is it about politics? Not really. It's all about taxes. That's what this topic is. Now, I know I get off track, but the topic will be and should be taxes. The way the state of the tax state. I mean, people talk about what do they call it? The welfare state. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The welfare state. Do 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 do. So if the welfare state is the way of the past, and nobody wants to go past, no one wants to go forward. Everybody just wants to cry like a little baby now. Okay. This is the song that never ends. I would ask Dr. Atkins about what he told me, but he's passed away. So I can't ask him. He died, heart attack in his sleep, I guess. That's what I was told. And died in his sleep, poor soul. He was about my age, a little man. But yeah, talk about it. Talk about it for it. Like, you got this big, big illness, but you got this small, small head. It's this big, big illness, but you got this small, small head. It's this big, big illness, but you got this small, small head. So, what is big heads and small heads got in common? Taxes. Fair is square. Fair is square. Fair and square. Fair and square. Fair and square. I mean, it would be nice to keep ice. Because we're ice, ice, baby. They call us ice, ice, baby. They just don't like the way they sound or something. Ice, ice, baby. We'll try better. Ice, ice. Now, I heard, and I have to ask one of those guys, these Democrat, what do they call themselves? I don't know if they're Democrats. They could just be left wingers or whatever they call themselves. And they think, at least they said something like that about Trump and about taxes. They said about taxes that we should pay taxes to the government so that they could get things. Oh, we're not saying to pay more taxes. We're saying they want taxes to go to pay for them to be on TV. Because, let's see, the TV industry is vital, mind you, vital. Not just the news. Heck with the news, according to these guys. The vital thing is us actors. Yeah. We're so smart and so creative and such a force to be reckoned with that we ought to get tax money to pay for our ability so we don't have to worry about our job situation. Because we are so vital to the nation. And we believe this. It's called the actors thing, actors union or whatever. We vitally understand his viewpoint, but fuck you. They're probably just kidding, being actors, maybe they're forced to, arm wrestle, use the I wonder how much they think they should get paid by the government. Besides, they want more money than just the government. The government is just to keep them afloat in case they don't got a job. And everybody could be an actor. I'm an actor. I'm an actor on NBC. See, they might complain about me being on here doing nothing, right? But they're on TV doing their thing, doing nothing. I'm not getting paid. They shouldn't get paid either. No one get paid for anything on TV. No, they get paid because they have commercials. I have commercials, I think. I don't get paid. Hell, they know where I am. I don't get paid. Maybe I should. I should get for not being smart. So all of a sudden, I have to be smart and I have to know all this stuff. But before, I was just a poor boy in a poor neighborhood with a poor situation. They were just lifting your spirit. That's what they're doing. Yeah, that's it. You know, in a way, that's true because the Lord covers up a lot of sin, don't he? He's like the sin coverer. All the perfect people, please stand up. Please stand up. All the perfect people, please stand up. Beware the people that just stood up. Okay. We don't understand a word you say, boy. You gone crazy, no? You gotta have freedom and love and understanding. Money not good for you, it's good for me. I need money. I need my fancy things. I need my fancy robes. I think sin is a nightmare. It wears no clump. No clump. It's like a king without a garden. It's like a truth with no heirs. It's like a pirate with no dreams. It's like someone blew something in the air. I don't believe in tomorrow. I only believe in today. So give me your money and give it all away. Beware of that. So the government says, wait a minute, we could be the fictive sealer. Isn't that the way it really happened to Seesaw, to Sosha? Isn't it happening again backwards the other way, which is a good sign? I'm not saying that you have to, pay to take care of people. Especially people that don't. Nobody wants to take care of someone that's not trying to be part of the system, part of the program, part of the society, part of their own life, or whatever. I'm just saying, we're all a little spoiled. We're the richest country in the world. We're all a little spoiled. Because if we weren't, we'd be starving, wondering why we have no food. And that doesn't really happen too much. But they could take someone, pull them in the closet, and say, you got no food, boy. You got no food at all. And it happens. This is Frankie with the green teeth. Let me in, let me in. This is Frankie with the green teeth. Let me in, let me in. This is Frankie with the green teeth. Let me in, let me in. It could have been yesterday. It could have been today. You want to know tomorrow. Well, just look at today. You might say it's easy to explain it all away. I might have a headache. You might have a bellyache. We might have a thumb drive. We might have a food drive. They even said, they said, take care of the mentally ill, we don't know what to do. Take care of the poor, we don't know what to do. And so the government did it, now they're complaining about they're not doing it right. I'm sorry, but, you could say, well, the Democrats did, the Republicans did. So who's who now? Who's who? Let's mix it up a little bit more until we get to the bottom of the root here. So you're saying that Democrats never had a good idea since the day they were born? It's a good question. What good idea did the Democrat come with that a Republican couldn't reply to? We said love everybody. That's a good one. You try a little harder. We can say the same thing. To love everybody. Okay. So you're saying the Democrats are the slow people? No. What are you saying? Either slow or evil or stupid? No. I think there got to be one that made sense. I haven't found it yet. And if I did, I probably forgot about it, I think that the Democrat Party is the Wisher family. The Wishers. Yeah, they wished and wished and it all came true. Utopia. I think we all want utopia. So if the Republican Party is so good, and people are so good, and the average person is good, yeah, the average person is good, but are they smart? Yeah. They might not be well informed. That would be what the Democrats were doing. But did they do it because of shame? And they just didn't want to take the blame? The Democrats and Republicans were walking in the garden, and someone said, I'm hungry. But the Republicans said, no, I'm not going to help you out. So they went and got someone to help them out. But then they realized, man, they don't just help me out. I can take this tea. I could do pacha. I could boo boo cha ka ka. And off they went to cha cha ukina. Ooh, blurry. Jazz hands, bring it back. Jazz hands, bring it back. There we go. The jazz hands did. He's a real rock singer. He gets tax fingers. So taxing's gonna go on the rest of your life. Taxes this, taxes that. Taxes. I could bring home the bacon, fried up in a pan. Never let you forget I'm from Japan. And then next thing you know, we're all talking Japanese. Nobody understands me. I am so disgusted, you know. You know, I've been like waiting to speak here, trying to say something. Want you to understand. Yeah, there ain't no good in getting out, because getting out is good. Yeah. And that's a word you can take to the bank. Yeah, you get out of here, you evil one, you confused individual. Yeah. You just understand I am cool and you're not. Yeah. I'm smart and fly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when you get done talking, I'm gonna give you a weapon. A weapon you're gonna understand. That's what they say to me all the time. I'm like, hey, whatever, okay. So we do have triggers. Yeah, we all have triggers. I know I have triggers. I just say like the word medication, and everybody goes nuts. When you're in a psych ward, right? Someone says, "Hey, did you take your medicine? Leave me alone, man." It's like, where do these people come from, man? I mean, they kept their cool in the lunchroom too. Let them loose. My mama told me just the other day to pay my taxes, but I didn't want to. So I started making laws that were put out in the hall, got passed by Congress, and now they became law. And I don't pay no more taxes. Only a little bit for the government, a little bit for me, a little bit for the army, a little bit for you and me, a little bit for the Chinese. Could be over or something. Good night. I don't know, but what I do know is a little bit. Knowing a little bit is dangerous, I guess. Good night, everyone.